Now to big news for local malls, an announcement from Macy's that's changing retail. The department store chain is planning to close 150 low-performing stores over the next few years. Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, has more. Good morning to you, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, Robin. Yeah, the question is, when's the last time you've been to the mall? If you're having trouble answering that, it is a sign of the times. In the 1980s, there was something like 2,500 malls in the U.S. Today, that is fewer than about 1,000. And Macy's is following the trends with a less is more approach. This morning, Macy's big makeover and the changes ahead at your local mall. The retail giant announcing it will close 150 underperforming stores, including 50 this year.
Check out, yes.
Hoping to attract younger customers, Macy's will instead focus on smaller storefronts, an elevated look, and luxury, with plans to open 15 new Bloomingdale's and 30 new Blue Mercury cosmetic shops.
Generally, the companies that appeal to higher-end consumers have been doing well. It's those in the middle that, like Macy's, that are struggling the most.
The move comes on the heels of falling sales at the department store chain and a major round of layoffs in January when Macy's eliminated 2,350 corporate positions. And it's not just Macy's trying to reinvigorate itself. American malls are either getting their own facelifts or closing after struggling for years since the rise of e-commerce to stay relevant, which has led some retailers, like the operator behind furniture megastore IKEA, to introduce inventive add-ons like co-working spaces, food halls, and children's play areas inspired by outer space.
They feel that the mall has a place in the way consumers want to shop, but it just needs to be reimagined, re-enlivened, and upgraded a bit.
And some things these trends will mean for shoppers. First, Macy's is expected to focus on its private label brand. That could mean greater value merchandise at lower price points. In-store experiences are really changing dramatically, so it's more personalized. You get recommendations based on your shopping habits, even more coupons and rewards programs, and a more seamless experience when you are in store. Guys, what you see now is you go to a store, but they're also working with their website. They're also working with their app, so they make sure it's more seamless for you.
Yeah. More interactive.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Rebecca.
This is the now defunct Macy's department store, which was an anchor at the Southpark Mall in Colonial Heights, Virginia. It was announced at the beginning of this year that I guess Macy's has a bold new chapter strategy. And unfortunately for the Macy's department stores that were declining in sales, they would be the ones that would close down. And unfortunately, this location was on that list to be shut down. So yeah, let's take a look. That right over here, I believe, was a Sears that closed a while back here at the Southpark Mall. But let's take a look at this. They already took the letters down. They already did that, and they waste no time. There's all the signage. Obviously, you know, growing up, you know, that was a part of my Saturdays. I do remember growing up, obviously Saturday morning cartoons and whatnot. I'm 43, so Saturdays were a big deal, and another part of Saturdays being so great was going to the mall. I loved going to the malls, and I remember Macy's was one of the stores that my mom would like to go to on Saturdays. Take me and my brother, put us in the van, and head on out to the mall. see what kind of good deals she could get. But yeah, we would always hit up Macy's, and and I just remember, it being really, really busy and crazy. And it's just, with those memories of the malls back in the day being what they were, and being, a very busy place. Now it's like these malls and these anchors are just completely being shuttered, and it is what it is. And I know times are different, but it just kind of like breaks my heart when I see these beautiful places just close. But again, I get it. It's 2025. A lot of businesses are in financial trouble. So what can you really do? If a place is not making profit, you have to close, and it sucks. Puts a lot of people out of business. But even again, like I said, when I was younger, even in my teen years, the mall was still the big thing on a Friday night. You go there, you meet up with, your homies, try to get some girls, then go to the movies, things like that. The mall was just it was a big part of my life growing up. And I talked to a lot of, other people that say the same thing, like malls were a big thing. These big department stores were a big thing, especially during the holiday season. Macy's, JCPenney, Sears having these like huge sales, so at least I have the memories, I like that, I like the tile back there. That's beautiful. Now, judging by on the other side, when I first started the video, was the Sears anchor. Clearly nothing has moved into that spot. It's still vacant. So just judging by that, I don't know if something's going to fill this spot, quickly. I don't know. It might just sit here. But I feel with, these vacant anchors at these malls, they can probably, repurpose it, turn it into something. The JCPenney at the Regency Square Mall in Henrico County, I think they turned into like something for children, like not like a children's hospital, but it's something that's in the spot, like there's something there. So I feel like with these huge vacant anchors, they can literally turn it into something, an organization can take it over or do something, because these anchors are huge. You can do so much with it, Yeah. It's a shame, but again, it is what it is, man. Rest in peace, Macy's department store, Southpark Mall.